The Long Island Lacrosse Showcase has been the premier recruiting event in the nation for over a decade. Led by high school coaches in Nassau and Suffolk counties, our event annually draws the biggest and best college coaches. Past participants and MVPs have been Joey Spallina, Mac O'Keefe, and Xavier Arline. Registration is now open for this must-attend summer event. Register now at lilacshowcase.com and follow us on Instagram at lilacshowcase. And coming this fall, for the first time, our Girls Showcase.
Varsity Media offers live streaming, videography, and photography services for all teams and individuals of all ages. In business since 2010, we are the trusted source when it comes to sports media coverage. If you have a big game that needs to be filmed or live streamed, or an athlete in need of action photography, reach out today and save 15% when you mention this ad. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
From the Birdcage at Connetquot High School, the Varsity Media Sports Network presents this Suffolk Class A semifinal showdown between the visiting Bulls of Smithtown East and the T-Birds of Connetquot. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Des Megna will join us shortly for this exciting Suffolk Class A semifinal tilt. We are down to the Final Four in Suffolk's big boy division in Class A, and those Bulls are looking for another upset. Let's take a look at the bracket, and you see it there. Smithtown East came in as the 5 seed, and then they upset Huntington on the weekend, and what a win that was for the Bulls. An 8-7 victory over Huntington, where freshman Cam James scored off an assist from Ryan Rooney. It was a walk-off, 0.2 seconds left off a timeout. A big win for the Bulls. They were down 6-2 at halftime to come back and win. They're trying to book their spot back into the county final. A year ago, they lost to Northport in that championship game, and that was a 16-13 loss after beating Ward Melville on the road. So they're looking for a similar situation here. They're looking for another road win, and the Bulls, they are led by a couple of key players. Let's take a look at them now, and a few seniors. And you always want to rely on your seniors at this time of this season. On the left, you see Ryan Rooney, the Sacred Heart commit. Look at that even distribution in terms of his scoring. 45 goals, 45 assists for 90 points, one of the leaders in Suffolk County in terms of points. And his future and current teammate running on that first midfield line is Garrett Mangles. Mangles, big physical presence, about 6'4", 200. He was a shutdown D-midi last year, and he's getting his offense into form this year. You see 12 goals and 17 assists on the year for Smithtown East. Well, Connetquot, they come in as the top seed, 15-2 on the season. They're also ranked number 20 in the country in the latest Nike USA Lacrosse High School Boys National Top 25. And the T-Birds, they dispatched of Sachem North in the quarterfinals, 14-7 in that one. Tyler McCarthy had 5 goals and 1 assist. Tyler Moore had 3 goals and an assist. Carson Turacini and Jake Galosi, had 2 goals apiece as well. And a big day at the faceoff X from Joe Doyle, 19 of 22 on the day. We take a look now at the T-Birds players to watch. And you'll notice a couple of things that are similar here. Both named Tyler. This is TNT, and yes, they are dynamite this year for the T-Birds. McCarthy on your left, a Syracuse commit. and a returning All-American, 57 goals and 38 assists on the season. And on the right, Tyler Moore, a.k.a. Danger, 46 goals and 50 assists. Leads Suffolk County in scoring this year, and he is bound for St. Joe's University. Those two have been a dynamic duo this year, and good luck trying to stop them, and they work so well off each other. This today is their last home game, win or lose. Both are multiple sport athletes as well, so this is an emotional day. There's no doubt about it for those two and the other seniors as well on this Connetquot team. Let's take a look at the starters for both of these teams. First, for those visitors from Smithtown East. Your attack line is DiMaria, Rooney, and James. Rooney, the senior in that group, between a sophomore and a freshman, but James is no ordinary freshman. 45 goals and 16 assists on the year for Cameron James. Your first midfield line is Garrett Mangles, Brendan Mars, and Tyler Moses. On defense, you've got Sean Pellegrino, Braden Feeney, and Johnny Tarana. They've also got an excellent LSM and Chris Trebing, the senior bound for Babson. And they've also got a really, really good goalie in a sophomore, Brendan Carroll, number 30 for Smithtown. He has been outstanding this year. 200 saves on the season this year for Brendan Carroll. He's been unbelievable in the cage. Great goalie, quick outlet pass. And that's one of the things about this Smithtown East team this year. They're relying on defense and this man in the cage, and the offense kind of rounds out. But make no mistake, they want to play this one in the single digits. They want to slow the game down. They want to get really solid defense and some more of that great goaltending as well by Carroll, who came up huge as well in that quarterfinal upset of Huntington. The head coach for Smithtown East in his 5th season is Rob Campbell, out of Sequam Secondary, out of British Columbia, a 2007 graduate. His connection to the area is he played at Stony Brook, and he stayed here from there. Let's take a look at the starters now for the T-Birds of Connetquot. Your attack line is Galosi, Turricini, and DeLiso. Galosi, a junior bound for Quinnipiac. Turricini, a sensational sophomore as well. Your first midfield line doesn't get much better than this. It's McCarthy, Moore, and Jaffers, the head coach's son, a sophomore transfer from Sayville. Your close D, Tommy Kost, Lucas Weaver, and John Guido. Big loss there was Aiden Dinnigan, out for the season with an ACL injury, the junior. And as Smithtown East does, Connetquot's got a fantastic LSM as well, and a senior, Kyle Cochran, the LIU commit. Head coach Brett Jaffers, 11th season, a Connetquot 1990 graduate as well. And there's been injuries to the goaltending position as well, and stepping in was Colton Stellwagen. He's starting. The sophomore has been sensational after he came in to start just around the War Melville game in the regular season. 99 saves for the sophomore, who has filled in admirably for Connor Fitzgibbon, the junior, who is out for the year. Joining us now in the booth, Des Megna, the head coach at William Floyd. And Des, this is one of those fun matchups, Final Four. It's also a contrast in styles, right? Where a Smithtown East team, they want to pump the brakes a little bit, play a little bit slow. And Connetquot, all season, they've been that NASCAR fast team, but recently they've done a better job of valuing the ball, and we expect to see something similar here this afternoon.
Absolutely, Dylan. I think one of the keys today is going to be at the X. I think with Connetquot should have a pretty clear face-off advantage, and I think that they could take some air out of the ball a little bit, and like you said, do more of what they've been doing lately, which is kind of pump the brakes a little bit, run their offensive set. Their top 6 are tough to cover, and they're a tough matchup for anybody. So I think you're spot on with that, 100%.
Let's take a look now, Des, at the keys from both of the head coaches here and for Connetquot. We want to try to slow down Rooney. And as you just said, take care of business at the faceoff X. They believe that they do have the advantage there with Joe Doyle, and a little bit of a change in the postseason at least, try to dominate the time of possession as well. For Smithtown East, as we just said, slow down the transition game. No easy goals. Don't give up those ground balls in front of the cage. That leads to an easy one for the T-Birds. Possession time, also a key for Smithtown East, and they want to win that ground ball fight. That's a key for every game, of course, for Smithtown East. These two teams met in the regular season, and that one was a 15-10 win for Connetquot. Interesting, too, where Smithtown East, they start the year with 3 straight losses. They lose in a rivalry game to Smithtown West. They lose at East Islip. They lose to Connetquot. But they picked up pace late in the regular season and got some really big wins. I mean, it's hard to go back-to-back and beat Northport and Ward Melville, but they did just that. So they're playing their best lacrosse at the right time.
They did. They got hot, and they went on a run there. And unfortunately, we were part of that run. We played them right after Melville, and it was a bit of a letdown for them senior day. We played them tough, but, they hit a stride. You're absolutely correct. They kind of, maybe bought into what coach was trying to do. They had a big turnover from last year. They have a lot of new faces and new spots. So I think mid-season they kind of hit their stride. And then, anytime you beat Ward Melville, that's going to boost your confidence through the roof. And, they have players. They have guys, like you said. Rooney is a tough cover. He's always got his head up when he's dodging. He's clinical with his passes. He doesn't waste possessions. So, they're no pushover here in this position here. So I agree with you.
Yeah, that was a 15-10 regular season win for Connetquot, but we expect this one to be a lot closer here this afternoon. We'll take a quick timeout as the anthem about to be played. It is Smithtown East. It is Connetquot. It's all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back to the Birdcage here in Bohemia. Dylan Butler, Des Magna, the entire Varsity Media crew here for this Suffolk Class A semifinal. And it's the 5th-seeded Bulls of Smithtown East against the top-seeded T-Birds of Connetquot. The huddles, final words have been spoken. We go to the face-off X in a moment after the officials have one last word with these two teams. And again, it's an interesting matchup because it's that contrast in styles. Smithtown East 11-6 on the year. We mentioned those 3 early losses, and they had a late one as well to Huntington, 14-6, and close out the regular season with that win over Sachem East and that big win in the rain at Huntington, the walk-off. A huge boost of confidence for this team. Interestingly, too, you've got to go back 7 years for the last time these two have met on this stage. That was an overtime win by Connetquot on the day, and that was played out at the old Dowling complex.
That was a phenomenal game.
It was a great game. We'll talk more about that as we get on during the game. But an interesting sort of situation there, right? Same two teams, same.
Maybe positions flipped a little bit. This
Correct.
time, Connetquot's won. Last time it was that Smithtown East powerhouse with Danigelis and Rooney.
Yeah, they were the two-time defending
Willits,
champions
yeah,
at the time.
that was a powerhouse team.
So here we go to the face-off X, and immediately we see Smithtown East polling with Chris Trebbing.
Chris Trebbing is a game changer.
He still pushes it back, and Trebbing will get the opening face-off.
It's big.
So Doyle, as we expected, a big strength of Connetquot from the face-off X, and really interesting, too, because we're so used to all those dudes coming out of Smithtown, right, at that position.
Great ride.
Really
by
good
McCarthy.
ride by McCarthy to force the turnover. But this year, it's the opposite, where Smithtown East doesn't have that dude at the face-off X, but instead they've got a really experienced and strong long pole. So off the turnover, McCarthy will get the offense going. The returning All-American bound for Syracuse.
You know, I think one thing that's important to note is, you know, part of the reason why he's an All-American is because of plays like that. You know, you lose the opening face-off, you hustle back, you ride hard, he gets the ball back for his team, and, you know, now here they go on offense.
And McCarthy up top. That's Galosi, the Quinnipiac commit, the junior.
Smithtown comes out in his zone.
Different look than last game. Shot from the side. That was saved by Carroll, an excellent goalie. And now again, a strong ride right back to Carroll.
Carroll will take this. He'll go here.
Somebody's got to stop ball.
Pole goal, no. Good denial, that shot. And a push was called. So both teams getting some early shots.
I'll tell you one thing that I was going to say in the pregame, Dylan, was one thing that all the losses that Smithtown East had in common was they were against good face-off guys. And the only way that they negated that against Melville was Carroll in the cage, who had, I believe, 21 saves that day. So
But now Smithtown East, their first look on attack. And again, we expect them to be patient against this Connetquot zone. Rob Campbell says he hates facing a zone, but if there's a silver lining here, it's that he just faced one against Huntington. So his team has faced it against their last opponent, and they're also they've prepared all week as well for this Connetquot zone.
Connetquot zone is not a typical zone. It's not a straight 3-3. It's not a straight backer. It's a little bit of a hybrid zone, so it's a little difficult to game plan for.
They work it to X. Here's Rooney. That's such a huge game in the quarterfinals. Had the Sports Center like BTB, and then, of course, the winning assist as well to the freshman Cam James. Mars, number 6, back to X. That's where Di Maria operates. And patience from the Bulls. Now they feed the crease. He gets eaten up.
That's Cochran making plays. One thing to point out, Dylan, against this zone, and if you watch Smithtown East's zone offenses, they have 5 righties. So they almost always have to go one way. Their cutters always have to be coming down. That makes it a little more difficult.
Lefty shot goes wide of the mark. Backup was there, so the Bulls continue this possession. Di Maria, the sophomore, talented, quick first step, poised sophomore, number 17 for Smithtown East.
Smithtown will take this pace all day, though.
Di Maria takes it back out. Now they feed crease, and look at the poles coming in. Great interception. That one by John Guido. Connetquot. Little punt return clear by McCarthy. Here's Moore now. Back to McCarthy. McCarthy thought about stepping into one, and they'll work it around. Again, earlier, Des, in the season, we would have seen Connetquot just race down the field and maybe turn the ball over, but they're trying to limit those turnovers and value the ball a little bit more in the postseason.
Yeah, and it's benefited them as well. When your offense is as good as theirs, sometimes there's no need to get up and down. You can run your settled offense, and you're always going to get good looks.
Moore gets it back to DeLiso. Work it to X to Galosi.
Well, Smithtown zone is packed in.
McCarthy switches hands, spins, feeds the crease, tough one.
Yeah.
And it's a turnover. We've seen both teams now attempt that pass, and both teams' defense come away with a turnover.
Always open.
Open shot, lefty rip, wide of the mark. Rooney. Hands off to Moses, and again back to DiMaria at X.
Everybody's playing a little tight so far.
Hidden ball attempt. Back to Rooney. Slings it. DiMaria fakes. Shot is wide of the mark. Attempt by Brandon Mars. DiMaria. Oh, in and out of stick. And it's picked up.
Here we get out.
Connetquot. And now they have a chance to run. Cochran pumps the brakes, hands it off to Moore. Now Moore waits as Jaffairs comes out of the box. Early goings here, no score. The Suffolk Class A semifinals. The other semifinal pitting Northport and Ward Melville. Winners will meet at Stony Brook's Laval Stadium. Here's McCarthy.
Yeah, I think McCarthy's going to have to let that shot go. I think he's going to have to pull that trigger, try to stretch this zone out a little bit. I mean, they've got some shooters all over the place, so the Smithtown East is so packed in.
McCarthy back to Galosi. Now here's Moore. Now it's Moore and McCarthy on the same side. McCarthy, quick first step, overhand shot. Wide of the mark, race to the ball, and Connetquot wins that.
Yeah, that's what he's going to have to do there, Dylan, because if they're playing with the two short sticks down low, that's a good matchup for him in the zone. He can attack that zone. You know, a lot of times people think you have to pass through zones, but, you know, sometimes dodging through them is the best way to go. And when they have the shorty down low and McCarthy down low, that might be something that they keep going to.
Moore to McCarthy. TNT is what they call the two Tylers. Round the cage, shot by Galosi, is saved by Carroll. Pops back out to Moore.
Yeah, they've got something on this side here. Here's McCarthy on it.
McCarthy fakes the low shot. The dodge and the score! McCarthy puts the T-Birds in front.
Yeah, I think they recognize that they've got themselves a nice little matchup over there with Galosi and with the shorty there, keeping McCarthy down low. I don't know if that was a switch by coach. Yeah, nice face dodge.
And those quick hands by McCarthy. Goal number 58 for T-Mac, who is a matchup problem for everybody.
I don't know if that was a quick adjustment made by Coach Jaffairs, but it was a good one if it was.
And Doyle wins the next faceoff. It's always nice when you get the face-off win after scoring that opening goal.
Absolutely. I think one thing I know about Doyle is he's very smart.
And here comes Cochran. Cochran hands off. McCarthy low to high, and the save by Carroll. His third of this first quarter.
Got a good ride.
Ball's on the carpet. And that's how much Rob Carroll is valuing this.
Yeah.
Calls his first timeout with 3:33 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, like I was saying about Joe Doyle, I've watched a lot of Connetquot games this year. He's very smart at the X, and I think after the first faceoff, he realized that Trebbing's not going to let him go forward, and that's not the way to go. So I think you'll see him winning it back to himself or even his wings the rest of the way.
We referenced that 2016 semifinal, and let's take another quick look at that. It was 13-12, an overtime win for Connetquot. Behind you see maybe a little bit of that dog pile as GQ Grippo scored the biggest goal in Connetquot school history. 124 into overtime off a feed from his brother, Colin. And Connetquot rallied from an 11-7 fourth quarter deficit. Grippo, GQ that is, converted a rebound with 28 seconds left in regulation to tie the scorer, Gerard Arceri. What a beast he was. 24 of 29 that day from the faceoff X. He wins the opening faceoff of overtime, but Danny Lewis went on and had a great career at pace, batted down a pass, scooped up the ground ball to start the transition, and then eventually start this dog pile as well as Connetquot, their first ever trip to the county finals back in 2016 in defeat. Luke Eschbach, who played at Yale, had 5 goals for the Bulls. And Connetquot's dream of a first ever county championship then would be dashed by Ward Melville.
That was one of the best games I've ever seen, that game.
Yeah, I was there.
Talk about David Goliath right there. That Smithtown East juggernaut was something else.
Yeah, and you mentioned before about the seeds. That was a little bit different that year where it was Smithtown East as a 2 seed, and it was Connetquot as the 3, and Ward Melville that year was the 1. But yeah, they were the 2-time defending champions, All-Americans all over the field. But on that day, it was Connetquot getting the big win, and they're looking to duplicate that here as the favorite this afternoon. Let's see what the Bulls have off the timeout. Mars hands off. There's Mengels, big dude.
That's a force. Yeah,
did force it through.
And a shorty, here you go, Kyle Moore.
And it's a turnover.
You ready to help?
It's one thing I love about the Tylers is they're so willing to do the dirty work, to just get it and go, clear the ball, do everything they can for their team.
Yeah, Moore didn't play football, but that also a punt return. And another force kind of inside by Galosi into the teeth of the Smithtown defense, and now the Bulls are running. Low to low.
Good save.
Really good save by Stellwagen.
Drop back in.
Ground ball is scooped up. Stellwagen's second save came in that Ward Melville game, which was Connetquot's last loss, that overtime defeat out in the 3 Village. Came in after the first quarter, after that injury, and then he's been starting ever since.
How about that, right? I mean, what a story. Come in, your team's the #1 seed. You're a backup goalie. You're not thinking you're going to play. You're behind a senior, and you step in, and he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, he's now over 100 saves. And again, those passes for both teams, right, in the teeth of the D, just getting eaten up, and now a ground ball war scooped up by the Bulls.
Big ground ball.
Yeah, and a big guy to get it as well.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
And Mengels, 6'4", 200. He's a guy that Rob Carroll says he doesn't even know how big he actually is, and that's been a little bit of a struggle this season, where he's tried to learn to use his body offensively. Defensively, he's been doing it for years. Di Maria spins.
Stay on him, come down.
Kicks it out.
Connetquot's not going to give up anything on the inside there in the paint. They're just too packed in, and they play this zone too well. Cochran at the top of it is so active.
Here's Rooney now. Rooney's the guy, too, Des, who's kind of been in the shadows of other star attacking players, and this is his opportunity this year to shine as a senior, and he's done just that. 45 and 45 on the year.
And it's a quiet 45 and 45. He's not flashy. He just goes about his business, and he's always making the right play.
Inside the final minute, so we expect Smithtown East at this point to hold for the last and potentially tie this game at 1.
They might get to keep it in. There it is.
Oh, there's a look to the crease and the finish. Great assist by Rooney. And it was Moses. The seas parted for Moses. And he gets the tying goal for Smithtown East.
Yeah, see this right here, Dylan? This is one thing you can't do with Rooney. You can't let him have his hands free in that spot.
And he gets it right in a perfect spot for Moses to just catch it and shoot it. He didn't have to bring it down. It was right where he needed it to be.
And that's what we said in the pregame is Rooney always has his head up. He's always, making the right pass. You're not going to see him force things. So they're going to have to get on his hands in there.
So 1-1 the score. Back to the face-off X.
Yeah, Doyle went forward again and lost it again.
He did. And that's a ground ball picked up by East.
Run. 15.
Off of that pass, though, it's out of bounds. So
yeah, maybe he
13
pushed.
seconds.
Yeah, maybe he pushed it forward because of short time.
So now with 13, there's certainly athletes here for Connetquot to get a last shot off. Here's Moore with 7. Looking for options. Fiza trying to get to McCarthy. He was hit hard. It'll be a push, staying with Connetquot.
Stared him down a little bit too long there.
And they'll put 1 second on the clock. So this will be a quick shot as they'll reset 1 second onto this clock for the T-Birds.
Now, keep in mind, new rule. It's more like basketball. As long as it's out of his stick, it's good.
So they're waiting on changing that up. There you see Jaffairs. Low shot. Carroll makes the save, so he did get one through. And Carroll makes his 4th save of this first quarter. Fun chess match of a first quarter, as Smithtown East does a good job to come back, as Rooney finds Moses, and Moses delivers for the Bulls. Smithtown East, Connetquot right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to the Birdcage. Dylan Butler, Des Megna here. 1-1 the score after 1 in this Suffolk Class A semifinal showdown. The winner will take on either Northport or Ward Melville in the county championship game. That May 30th, 8 o'clock at Stony Brook University. We already know the lower divisions, right? It's East Islip and West Islip in Class B, and a huge showdown in Class C between Mount Sinai and a Shoreham-Wading River team that has maybe underperformed during the season, not up to their expectations, but they're playing their best lacrosse now of the season. So that's a fun triple header if you're out at Stony Brook.
Absolutely. And the Hauppauge East Islip game and the Comstock West Islip game were probably 2 out of the top, maybe 3. 2 out of the top 3 games all year. Just phenomenal games. And yesterday, Liam Kirschus just proved why he is who he is. The Duke-bound junior was unbelievable in the Bayport game.
And again, they were maybe maybe the preseason favorite. This time, as you mentioned, Doyle goes backwards. Lost it, though, and the Bulls come away. So 3 out of the 4 faceoffs have gone the way of the visitors. And again, credit to Trebing, the senior bound for Babson, just a physical specimen. And there's the go-ahead goal for Smithtown East. Luke DiMaria with the finish.
A quick strike for them. Maybe took Connetquot by surprise there. And there's Rooney again, hands-free. Yeah, caught Connetquot maybe sleeping, getting settled into their zone. Maybe thought that Trebing was going to run off and they had some time. But
DiMaria, the sophomore, goal number 14 on the season. And Smithtown East has a 2-1 lead. Again, I think advantage, whenever the ball's on the carpet like that, it's certainly advantage to the pole, right? And
yeah,
Trebing gets it again.
They're double polling the faceoff, so they have 2 up there. So they're just trying to muck it up and make it a battle.
How about that effort by Cochran?
Cochran's a game changer. He's one of my favorite players on the island. Unheralded, doesn't get a lot of press, but he's very impressive.
Yeah, another one of those great comeback stories as well, right? Where he tore his ACL the first practice last year. So he missed last year, but along with both the Tylers, a heartbeat of this team, was an all-county selection as a sophomore. Bound for LIU with his face-off man as well, Joe Doyle.
Yeah, it's a steal for LIU. He's a great, great player.
Skip pass. Nice move. McCarthy's kicked away by Carroll. Another save for Carroll. His 5th.
Carroll's definitely, he's going to be the X factor. I know you talked about it in the pregame.
McCarthy back to Jaffers, the sophomore. Back to Moore. To Jaffers. And Moore has done an incredible job just mentoring Jaffers. Picked them up Saturday morning, Des. 9 o'clock. Look at this low shot, and that's just off the mark by Turacini. But 9 o'clock in the morning, pouring rain, goes to Jaffers' house. Said, listen, buddy, let's go. We're going to go shoot before their noon game, and has really taken him under his wing. And that's what you want out of a senior, right?
Yeah, he's a great kid. He's a great leader.
Jaffers' low shot.
He was a great leader of that soccer team that went all the way up to the States. Just a quality kid.
6th save for Carroll. Well on his way to double digits.
Yep, for sure. Amazing for a sophomore, right, Dylan?
Moore slings it and scores. Danger Moore ties it at 2.
They've got something there dealing with that little pop play. They quick overload that one side, and anytime it's Tyler with his hands free from 10 out, that's going to be trouble. See how they pop this guy here. Forces a rotation, and then you get Tyler hands free.
Eliso with the assist. And Moore stings it. Goal number 47 on the season. Point number 97 on the season.
It's not bad, I guess.
It's like this time Doyle jumped.
Doyle's just going to have to stick it out. I mean, he's going to win the clamps. He's just going to have to, muscle through a couple of these tough times here.
Here's Mars. Mars Sr., who's a beast. Campbell goes, Mars told me the other day he put up 315 for 3. He's like, dude, I've never benched that in my life.
And, he does a little bit of everything for them, Mars. When we were getting ready to play them on film, he was one of the players that we were most concerned about because he does a little bit of everything. He could clear it. He was facing off for them at times. He's a legit.
Here's Moses, and he's going to be key. That shot goes right into the stick, and a quick transition opportunity for Connetquot. Push in the back, yes, that was called. And here come the T-Birds. Quick movement, shot wide of the mark by DeLiso.
Yeah, this is more Connetquot's pace. Maybe a little ill-timed shot by Moses there. But you see, once that ball was in Stellwagen's stick, all 3 middies were upfield in a hurry.
Up top, Jaffers. It's now McCarthy. Back to Moore.
There's that pop again, and here's, yeah.
DeLiso. And Connetquot takes the 3-2 lead.
And now, Dylan, you see why that happened there when the replay pops up is because on the last goal, they jumped to DeLiso, and Moore had his hands free. This time, they hold on Moore. You'll watch it right here. Here's the pop play again. Right, they hold on Tyler Moore this time, and DeLiso just steps into it.
Jaffers with the assist, and DeLiso the goal. Number 21 for the junior. That strong righty, strong kid, and a physical player as well. He gives the T-Birds a 3-2 lead.
And now that's going to give Smithtown something to think about because, you know, now you can't just sit on Moore on that left wing there.
And Doyle gets this one, but again, look out from behind. And smart decision.
Great timeout by the coach.
By Jaffers to call that timeout because Trebbing was right on his back, ready to take another one away. So face-off win for Connetquot. And you mentioned about McCarthy and Moore. And this is just incredible. This is an updated from yesterday's games as well. But this is the scoring leaders right now in Suffolk County. This is coming into today's game. Look at this. Moore and McCarthy, 96 and 95 points. Grigorek and Kershus right behind him at 92 and 91.
And if you look at both Moore and McCarthy, those aren't padded stats. I mean, they played the number 3 ranked schedule in Suffolk Class A, and Grigorek and Kershus played the number 2 ranked schedule in Class BC. So, you know, they're loaded up. It's not. Those are no cupcake schedules there. Those are probably some of the toughest public school schedules in the country.
Rayo had a great year for a very young Hills team as well, and you see right behind them Rooney, Marsala. We just saw him at Mount Sinai. Triolo, Delaberti right now playing against Ward Melville, and then Anthony Cosentino for Hills as well, rounding out that top 10 in Suffolk County scores.
Yeah, Rayo as a sophomore being in the top 5 is trouble for the rest of Class A for the next 2 years.
So both teams utilizing one of their timeouts. Reminder as well, you want to hit that subscribe button here on our YouTube channel. And also follow us on our social media handles at Varsity Media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So the T-Birds, it's a whiteout here at the Birdcage. And on the other side, it's a red out. So both teams wear red and white, and it's pretty obvious who's rooting for who here this afternoon. It's a colors game.
Looks great. That's what high school sports are all about.
There you see the Bulls Nation on the other side wearing their red.
They still have to clear here.
And it's either been McCarthy or Moore to do so. And this time McCarthy splits a pair, gets the clear. Trebbing follows him.
I'll tell you what, that makes the timeout huddle easier. When you know the clear is just give it to Tyler. You can concentrate on what you're going to run on the offensive side. You don't have to draw up a clear.
It doesn't matter which Tyler either.
Absolutely.
Jaffers plays catch with Moore. 7:54 left. 3-2 lead for Connetquot. He scored the first one. The Bulls then took the lead. Connetquot.
So Smithtown's in man now.
McCarthy takes advantage. Sidearm shot. And T-Mac extends Connetquot's lead.
I want to show you this move. This is a move that T-Mac's been doing, and actually Coach pointed it out to me. Watch him drag this right foot here. Watch him drag the right foot right there. That stutter step gets everybody, and Coach Jaffers pointed it out to me about a month ago, and it's an unstoppable move. It gets him going east-west. It freezes the defender, and that's tough. That's tough.
Goal number 59 on the year for McCarthy. One of 2 returning All-Americans on Long Island. The other, a pretty good one as well, Cal Gerard, the face-off guru out at Manhasset.
Cal Gerard had some year, huh?
Incredible. And Doyle wins this one, holds on as well. Hands off, a quick one. Ground ball's got to be picked up by Moore.
It's a big ground ball.
Yeah,
right there.
Goloso, Jake Golosi got it.
Interference.
So the Bulls will get the ball back off that interference call. We'll endeavor to get you some updates if we can from that Ward Melville Northport game as well. Just an incredible day for Lacrosse. You could not ask for better weather, I think.
No, it's
today.
perfect. Not too hot, not too humid.
A little bit of a breeze as well here in Bohemia.
It's beautiful. I was surprised to see Smithtown come out man-to-man there.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to maybe see it again anytime soon, the way McCarthy tore it apart quick.
I agree with you. Once they realized what they were in, it was go time for him. It seems like Connetquot's getting out on Rooney a little bit more.
He's the straw that stirs this drink, no doubt about it. Here's Di Maria from X to Rooney, back to Di Maria. Low shot, side of the cage, and Di Maria wins the foot race. Here's Rooney again, tries the ball fake.
They got him.
Jump shot.
Yeah, it worked. They got him on that. Telling you, good things happen for East, and bad things are going to happen for Connetquot if Rooney constantly has his hands free.
Well, that's one of the keys that Jafar's mentioned to us, right? You've got to always have an eye on him. You can't give him time and space. Get on his gloves. Always recognize where he is.
And you see what I mean about not being flashy? Like he's not that ankle breaker, but yet he's contributed on every play they've had. He's just a solid, steady player that gets the job done.
Yeah, that unassuming star, and there's been so many others in this program. Off the post. Ground ball picked up by Connetquot. Turacini.
That's a great play by him to turn that back. You see a lot of kids would try to force that upfield, and now look at him sprint up, and now what a play.
The sophomore gets it to McCarthy now. McCarthy, little
Gonna look to push.
down low, little fake in the goal. Turacini, man, he deserved that one for the work he did on the other side. Great ball fake in front as well. And Connetquot extends their lead to 5-2.
Talk about never giving up on a play. Turacini picks up the ground ball, clears it, sprints down the field, and gets rewarded on the backside.
Hey, way to finish, Carson.
Nice fake as well by Turacini. Goal number 47. Maybe that guy you don't talk as much about because the Tylers get the love, but Carson, as a sophomore, has been terrific this year as well.
Yeah, I've said that. I've said that Turacini and Golosi would be some teams 1 and 2. They're both solid players.
And another face-off win for East.
Trebbing's doing everything he can out here.
Yeah, by our numbers, get to that in a second. Rooney feeds the crease, taken away. Stellwagen.
Good job, Colton. Settle it.
And earlier, Dez, when he first started, we had that Northport game. Maybe I spoke too soon.
There's Trebbing again.
But he would force it out, and he's been a lot more patient with his clears, although this time, as you mentioned, Trebbing got the piece.
Right. You know, young goalie, big situation. Oh, that was a good timeout by the coach. They were about to get a failure to advance there.
That's what Cochran was saying there. He was like, wait, hang on. Because Cochran, you know that he was counting.
Yeah, he had that count going in his head.
But as we mentioned, these are two teams trying to get to Stony Brook, and it's not only the site this year of the Suffolk County Finals, but it's also the site of the Long Island Championships, and we will be there for all of the action, pre- and post-game coverage on all 4 social media platforms. Our mega cast. It's on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well, of course, on YouTube. We'll have our pregame show. We'll have interviews with coaches. We'll have graphics, highlights, post-game interviews as well, all from Laval Stadium at Stony Brook University. Don't miss that one. It's going to be an incredible day of lacrosse.
I'm excited to see who comes out of Suffolk C. Assuming Manhasset comes out of Nassau C, that's going to be some matchup.
I mean, the last 2 years, it's been a battle between Mount Sinai and Manhasset. Epic games as well. You rewind 2 years, and of course, Joey Spallina with that incredible around the cage goal at East Islip in the final seconds to beat Manhasset. And a year ago, Manhasset got their revenge, winning it at Hofstra. So is there a round 3? I think Shoreham Wading River is like, hang on a second.
Right, that's why I said the winner.
brakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Shoreham Wading River with their starting 6-on-0, they can, and their face-off kid is unbelievable. And that would be an exciting battle. Whether it's Gregoric or Spallina versus Cal Gerard, that would be something else. Because I have to tell you, last year was Cal Gerard's coming out party. Everybody thought Manhasset was going to Mount Sinai was going to roll through them, and Cal Gerard was like not so fast, dominated the X, and Manhasset came away with the W.
Quick score update from Ward Melville. It's Northport with a 4-2 lead after the first quarter. We expect that one to be a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, Northport's another team that's they lost a lot of dudes, but they've picked it up mid-season to now. They seem to be hitting their stride. The Delberti kid seems to be on fire.
Yeah, just a sophomore as well for Delberti, and of course you've got the beast as well, and Andrew Miller, who affects the game in all areas. And look at the defense come in. Great takeaway, and then McCarthy was there as well. Ball squirts loose, though, and it'll stay with the Bulls.
That was a great slide.
Now, one thing that Campbell told us is he had hoped, he knows that at times McCarthy is on this side of the ball, so you want to try to maybe get him tired if that's even possible by playing defense. But now both Moore and McCarthy on this side. Moore now gets the takeaway.
Cruising between the lines, Tyler Moore. Glides upfield effortlessly. Yeah, that might be part of the reason why Connetquot loves that zone, because maybe it can give the Tylers a break.
Yeah, little rest defense.
Yeah.
So 5-2 lead for Connetquot.
Connetquot doesn't play a deep bench, so maybe they take some rests early. Maybe Coach Jaffairs lets them take some runs off, sits them on attack.
Here is Moore. Yeah, usually the protocol for both McCarthy and Moore is the first time that they're tired, they'll go to attack.
Right.
The second time that they're tired, they'll not play on defense. There is usually not a third sign because they're not, they're not coming off the field.
Oh, there's that pop play. He read it well.
And a takeaway for the Bulls. Look at Mangles pushing it. Rooney!
There we go.
Mangles to Rooney, and a big goal for the Bulls.
Talk about a dude coming north and south in Mangles, right? Full speed ahead.
Rooney goes top shelf. Goal number 46 on the season.
And I think he's got a hand in all 3 goals, right? Does he have 2
1 and 1? Yeah,
1-1.
1 and 1. The other was an unassisted goal by Di Maria. Doyle goes forward. And again, ground ball. Who's going to get it?
Playing without a stick.
So this is going to have to be an adjustment. And I don't know, is it even an adjustment, Des, right? Is it just...
At the face-off action, you mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just a conversation that you have to have with Doyle. Maybe use the wings more. If they're gonna bump two poles up, here's Carroll. Carroll will go. Yeah.
Carroll.
He's done this a lot all year. He'll go right to the rack, too.
Carroll pumps the brakes. We've not had a goalie goal on varsity media this year just yet. Carroll hands off. Now he'll jog himself back to the other side. Even that's a little bit of a juice moment, just him crossing the midfield line, and Rooney's shot wide of the mark.
We learned the hard way when we played them. We saw that he liked to do that on film, and we were okay with it. and he burned us a couple times. He didn't score, but like you said, it got the team fired up, watching him go down there and face dodge kids and toe drag kids. He's fearless for a sophomore.
5-3, the lead for Connetquot. Suffolk Class A semifinals here at the Birdcage. Dylan Butler, Des Megna, the entire varsity media crew, so thankful you're able to join us here on this spectacular Wednesday afternoon. Rooney feeds it. A shot in front off the mark.
Happy to be here. This is fun. This is exciting being up in the booth. I'd be at this game anyway. I'd either be on the sideline watching or, up here with you.
Well, we're thankful you're here with us. You certainly have seen plenty from these teams. As here's Rooney now. A little bit of switch here, a little movement. Mars up top to Mangles. And again, you always want to eyeball. You saw a second ago Tommy Kost kind of look around. Where is Rooney?
Ooh.
And there's a goal for East from the other side of the field.
I don't know if Stellwagen was ready for that. I didn't expect him to shoot that either. But that was off hip, off stick. It's a great shot.
So East pulls one back.
I think that was Moses again, Dylan. I thought it was 20. It looked like 25 again.
I think it was 28. I'm trying to see his number in our book.
Uh-oh.
Pole goal, no. But now East, an opportunity inside this final minute, Des, to go to halftime, perhaps tied at 5.
Huge momentum swing. And I know you and I talked about it. I thought two of the
Rooney does just that.
Hands free. He's a problem.
His second.
He's starting to feel it now, too.
2-1 for Rooney. We are tied at 5. See it again, Des. Mangles. Talk about a guy who could look over the zone.
I mean, that's a 5-yard step down. So if it, a player of Rooney's caliber is going to take that all day.
So 5-5 the score. And Trebbing has been a problem at the faceoff X. This time Doyle wins it. And
Quick
the second timeout is called. The second and final timeout called.
Yeah, that's a big one for Doyle. Let him get a little confidence back going into halftime. I think they just need to work on his escape, where he's going to go after he wins, because he's winning the clamps clean. So where is he going to go after he wins the clamp? Should he push it forward? Should he maybe throw it out to a wing? If you put two shorties out on a wing, you have the Tylers fighting for a GB. I can't see too many guys beating Tyler Moore or Tyler McCarthy off of the wing line, off the whistle. Maybe you just throw it in their direction and let them go get it. Let them be dudes.
As we take a look at the recent champions in Suffolk A, and you see you go back to 2012, that was the end of a really long run for Scotty Craig's West Islip guys, and then it was Ward Melville. And those two we mentioned before from Smithtown East, they go back to back. But Ward Melville, then that's the year 2016 that they beat Connetquot in the championship game, and then they went on their run as well.
They did.
Of 4 straight.
That 2013
year. Yeah, Northport.
That 2013 year was ranked number 1 in the nation that year.
Smithtown East, talk about some guys on that team. You had Connor DeSimone, a 2-time All-American on attack. Arceria, 2-time All-American at the faceoff X. Brian Willits,
right.
And John Danagelis as well. I mean,
right. You're talking Yale, Notre Dame, Hopkins. Yeah. Right. You go down the list.
Those are some teams that Jason Lambert, now the AD at Smithtown, had at his disposal. So here we go. Off the timeout, Connetquot can take a lead going into the break. Moore up top. Jafairs swings it back to X now.
So they can't back out in that zone.
Jafairs.
Got him.
Oh,
wow.
McCarthy breaking ankles and scoring goals. T-Mac gets his 3rd, and Connetquot takes the lead.
Yeah, I think if they're going to keep that short stick down there in that zone and T-Mac's going to be down there, that's something that they can exploit.
If you're a defender, this is feints of heart. Look away. Oh my goodness.
I mean, you have to sell out on his shot because he can shoot, but then that happens.
Wow. T-Mac's third, 60th of the season. Connetquot, a 6-5 lead.
Oh.
And Doyle jumped. So here's an
seconds.
opportunity here
Yeah.
for Smithtown East to get one back. Here's Mangles getting downhill. The big fella feeds the crease. That shot wide of the mark. Still loose. Di Maria in front. And that also wide of the mark. So 2 chances there for East at the end. But
That would
they
have
don't
been
get the goal.
That would have been a heartbreaker for Connetquot had that gone in.
What a game here at the Birdcage. Connetquot, 6-5 lead. Oh, here another look. Oh, look out. Even our camera guy.
Faked out the camera.
T-Mac has Connetquot, the top seed ahead here at the break. It is Smithtown East. It's Connetquot right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. The Long Island Lacrosse Showcase has been the premier recruiting event in the nation for over a decade. Led by high school coaches in Nassau and Suffolk counties, our event annually draws the biggest and best college coaches. Past participants and MVPs have been Joey Spallina, Mac O'Keefe, and Xavier Arline. Registration is now open for this must-attend summer event. Register now at lilacshowcase.com and follow us on Instagram at lilacshowcase. And coming this fall, for the first time, our Girls Showcase.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming, videography, and photography services for all teams and individuals of all ages. In business since 2010, we are the trusted source when it comes to sports media coverage. If you have a big game that needs to be filmed or live streamed, or an athlete in need of action photography, reach out today and save 15% when you mention this ad. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. The Long Island Lacrosse Showcase has been the premier recruiting event in the nation for over a decade. Led by high school coaches in Nassau and Suffolk counties, our event annually draws the biggest and best college coaches. Past participants and MVPs have been Joey Spallina, Mac O'Keefe, and Xavier Arline. Registration is now open for this must-attend summer event. Register now at lilacshowcase.com and follow us on Instagram at lilacshowcase. And coming this fall, for the first time, our Girls Showcase.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming, videography, and photography services for all teams and individuals of all ages. In business since 2010, we are the trusted source when it comes to sports media coverage. If you have a big game that needs to be filmed or live streamed, or an athlete in need of action photography, reach out today and save 15% when you mention this ad. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. The Long Island Lacrosse Showcase has been the premier recruiting event in the nation for over a decade. Led by high school coaches in Nassau and Suffolk counties, our event annually draws the biggest and best college coaches. Past participants and MVPs have been Joey Spallina, Mac O'Keefe, and Xavier Arline. Registration is now open for this must-attend summer event. Register now at lilacshowcase.com and follow us on Instagram at lilacshowcase. And coming this fall, for the first time, our Girls Showcase.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back out to the Birdcage here in Bohemia, Connetquot High School. Dylan Butler, Des Megna, our entire varsity media crew. 6-5 the lead for the top-seeded T-Birds of Connetquot over number 5 Smithtown East here at halftime of one of the two Suffolk Class A semifinals here this afternoon. It's Northport and Ward Melville, and the other. We'll get you updated with some scores from that one as we go along. Des, we'll take a look at some first-half stats, and fairly even, right? Certainly shots-wise, you see the saves, both goalies being involved. Big difference there, and one maybe we didn't expect was the big advantage doubling up on the face-off X for Trebbing.
Yeah, the face-off numbers jump off. I think everything else is something you would, maybe anticipate in the matchups. I thought we would see the face-offs be tilted in the other direction, but Trebbing has done everything that's being asked of him and then some. He's broken up plays on the ride. He's cleared the ball a couple of times. He's pushed it to the cage. He's their alpha. In my opinion, he's their best overall player, and he's doing what the best overall player on a number 3 seed team needs to do.
And conversely, the best overall player, you wouldn't probably get a lot of arguments. Say it's Tyler McCarthy for Connetquot, and he's done what a number 1 player should do in that first half as well, with 3 first-half goals, including that incredible one late to give Connetquot this 1-goal lead.
Yeah, Tyler, when the game's on the line and there's the ball needs to be in someone's stick, that's who it's going to. It's been like that since his sophomore year. He's a dude, and you're right. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
So here we go, second half face-off on the wings. On the left side, closest to the benches, you've got Moore going against Johnny Tarana. And I saw Cochran on the other side as well for Connetquot. Doyle goes backwards.
That's a hold.
It was a hold, and
yeah.
was it called?
It's a good call, yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
It's good. It's a good start for Doyle there.
Go, Tyler Moore.
So now Moore will get the clear.
It's a good start for him. Whether it's clean or not, a win is a win. They end up with a goal here, get your team on the roll.
We'll see what halftime adjustments have been made for either team. Certainly attack-wise, it was working pretty well for Connetquot. Here's McCarthy, the hot hand right now.
Yeah, they still have those shorties down on the wing.
Too easy on the line.
Moore
I just feel like that's dangerous with Moore and McCarthy.
back up top to Jaffers, swings it. McCarthy, he draws Trebbing there. That's a fun matchup. Now McCarthy's going to take him to the cage, fakes it,
Yeah.
pulls it back.
I think Jafaris could follow there if that happens again.
T-Mac inside, roll in the goal! No goal in the crease.
I'll tell you what, though, that's what I talked about in the first half. If they're going to keep a shorty down there, it's a matchup for McCarthy all day.
He had the inside roll, but again, just landed in the crease. And now it's Trebbing on the clear. By the way, we had to give some credit. We didn't have the right number before. First half goal was scored. We didn't give his name. It was Cameron James, 28. We had him at number 23, but 28 scored for Smithtown East, the freshman's 46th goal of the year.
Cameron James has had a great year. Scored the game winner, I believe, in overtime, right?
So he scored it with 0.2 seconds in the quarterfinals against Huntington. And interestingly enough, as this comes off a timeout, and as a coach, you're going to love this. So they call a timeout with like 6 seconds left. They go to the huddle, and James goes right up to Campbell, goes, Coach, I got to play. And James like, nah, just hang on. Let's go with my play first. And then it eventually goes to him. Rooney off a screen gets it to James, who scores it. So I asked Campbell, I said, did you ever get to hear what his play was? He goes, listen, I know what his play was. He's like, we just didn't have enough time to execute it. So,
right.
But that's the lacrosse IQ that you do get from a Cameron James as just a freshman.
Right. And Rooney, too. Rooney to know the time. And again, on that game-winning goal, they let Rooney have his hands free.
Here's McCarthy. Gets it back. Good slide his way. McCarthy kicks it out. Moore! McCarthy to Moore. And Connetquot extends their lead.
This is McCarthy, just all eyes on him. He drags them out of the zone. Everybody has their eyes on him. Moore reads it and just steps into space, and he's got such a quick release. But that's McCarthy. I mean, that's all eyes on him. They had all 6 guys crunch down on him, and he made the right play.
Assist number 39 in the season for McCarthy. Goal number 48 for Moore. Back to the face-off X we go. Doyle goes forward, and he wins another one. Gets it to Moore.
Moore hustle, get to the ball.
And gets it to McCarthy.
That's a great play. Those are some of the things sometimes that you'll never see in a stat book. But Moore just knowing that Doyle is a little uncomfortable with the ball on his stick. He sprinted from the other side of the field to get the ball from him. That's a big play. Those are little things that win games, Dylan.
Jafar swings at the other side. Maybe a skip to McCarthy here. Here he is.
You know what it is? They're almost using these inside players as decoys. They're just playing this game with the 4 on the outside.
Oh, McCarthy gets to his bag of tricks. Goes over the back. But Smithtown will get the ball.
Great hustle by Carroll.
And he'll get it back. And again, you do have to account for him as he moves up the field.
That would have been a highlight reel goal. If McCarthy scores that, this place goes crazy and the momentum.
Yeah, Moore scored the same goal in the game against Huntington, and they failed to advance the ball. Did Smithtown Lease, or did they? We'll have a conversation among the officials now.
I didn't hear the buzzer.
I could hear the...
I think one ref thought they were offsides.
Yeah, and the one who came sprinting from the other side said they weren't offsides. I think that was just an errant whistle here.
Yeah, I definitely didn't hear the buzzer, and I don't think it was 20 seconds.
So Connetquot on defense now as East will look to pull one back.
Let's go. No work.
Geez, Mangles is a big boy.
Here he is. And there's Rooney, now at X.
See, I think if you're Connetquot, you could live with Rooney at X because you don't have to go out and pressure him there. It's when he comes up to the wings that he causes problems with his hands. So you'll live with Rooney there all day.
Quick pass back.
Yeesh.
Feed to the crease, and Mars. Rooney to Mars. And Smithtown East pulls within 1.
Yeah, what do I know? I thought they had the inside clamped up, but that was a nice little cut by Mars.
Watch 6 there at the crease.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe that was an adjustment by Coach Campbell to put him at X, knowing that they don't pressure the ball at X, and you have somebody who is as skilled a feeder as Rooney. Let him sit back there and pick him apart. Maybe that was a move that Coach Campbell made.
So Mars now with 25 goals on the season. Rooney 2-2 on the day. Doyle.
That's a hold again.
Wasn't called this time. Ground ball picked up by the Bulls.
What a check.
Yard sale. And we go the other way.
What a check.
Yeah, you got to give John Guido the credit there, the sophomore. Now the T-Birds, for a moment, looked like they were ready to push, but
yeah,
they will.
When I knew when they weren't going to push, when McCarthy wasn't going towards the cage.
6-3 the lead for Northport as the third quarter begins at Ward Melville. Pelosi.
Nah, I don't like that shot.
Steps in as well.
Yeah, I think they have something with the 2-on-1 with McCarthy there. I think Pelosi just has to be patient. Good ride.
Ooh, look out.
Tell you something, this Terracini kid plays hard. That's a great clear, though.
Yeah, Timothy Kinahan, the junior, the D-Midi.
Yeah, it was a great clear.
Gritty kid, lefty, which is nice as well for Smithtown, right? Because you can defend against the righties a little bit better that way. Rounding the cage, that shot by Di Maria. I think it went side netting, and they get the ball back. Bulls looking to tie. Skip mangles, and we are tied.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Dylan, they started sending guys behind. Watch the replay here. They started sending guys to play Rooney at X. See, now they send a guy. He's a little late getting there. This stretches out the zone. Gives him space, time and room, steps into one.
James is the one who found him, the freshman's 17th assist, and the big boy, Mangles, gets goal number 13. And 7 all right now, midway through the third.
Yeah, Rooney caused that, though.
Doyle to Cochran.
Cochran with a great play. Very smart.
Certainly you've seen a difference in the second half, right? Doyle's now won 3. And there's Cochran spinning.
Great play.
And getting it ahead to Golosi.
2 great plays by Cochran on that. The smart play to go back with it, and then the clear. It's a big possession for Connetquot. You know, they had a goal waved off. Golosi got stuffed on the inside there. There's the skip you called, Dylan. Yep.
McCarthy again. T-Mac attack, his 4th. And Connetquot back in front.
Yeah, good job, Dylan. You called that before. You called for that skip pass to get through there. Moore heard you.
Great ball fake. Slings it.
That's a goalie's worst nightmare. Seeing number 17 coming down with nobody on him.
Moore with the assist, his 51st of the year. And McCarthy now with 4 and 1.
Can't say enough about Tyler Moore. Tyler Moore has been an attackman his whole life. And as a lefty attackman, he's just primarily been a sniper, just a goal scorer. And now to see that he's willing to do everything, ground balls, play defense, both sides, clear the ball, assists. That's why this team is where they are.
3-sport star. This time Doyle goes backwards. Cochran gets the ground ball.
There's Tyler Moore again, right? Oh, no.
But Moore, as you said, multiple-year starting goalie for the soccer team, starting guard as well on the basketball team. Just a freak athlete. Here's McCarthy now at X. McCarthy also had a terrific football season until had to shut it down due to an injury. Here's the one more. Jump shot by McCarthy. Why? But the backup was there.
Good hustle. Is that Golosi to back that up?
Yes.
Good hustle. I thought Carroll was going to get there.
Moore cutting through is DeLiso. Moore, nice fake. Ooh, they almost had McCarthy on the extra pass there.
Yeah, but you know what? That's smart. That's a smart play by Golosi to eat that there.
Now here's McCarthy at X. Back out, gives Moore room,
nice
time
save.
and room, but Carroll makes a nice save. And now Carroll will look to clear again. We said at the start, came into this game with 200 saves on the season. Usually when a goalie hits that 100 mark, it's a good milestone.
Right.
It probably tells you 2 things. It probably tells you that, one, he's faced too many shots.
Right.
But also that he saved them, that's for sure.
Well, I will tell you that when we played them this year, they beat us 11-8. And there were times where my kids were coming off the field and they would just say, Coach, I put that in the perfect spot. He saved it with his heel. Or, he was just making save after save. He's special.
There's Rooney. And Campbell said he's worked with Rooney this year to have that chip on his shoulder, right? Like as that guy who maybe you don't get that respect that perhaps he deserves. Rooney.
They swing it.
Gets it back.
What a pass.
And the finish by James. The skip across the goal, and Cameron James, his second. And another assist by Rooney.
Yeah, Rooney is having himself a day. What a feed. Good finish by Cameron James, too. You know, once Rooney gets above GLE, you got to get hands on him. You have to put a stick on his hands. You can't let him just get their hands free, because that's what he's going to do, and that's what he's been doing all game.
James now 47 goals on the season. He's a guy Campbell says doesn't look or sound out of place. Right, he's one of those freshmen by year only.
Absolutely.
He is an old soul there as a freshman. So after being doubled up in the first half, Doyle's fought his way back, and it's now even at the face-off X.
Yeah, Doyle's done a great job for them. He's got a hold call, got a push from behind call, but it doesn't matter. It gets his team possession.
Fares back to McCarthy.
McCarthy directing traffic.
All eyes on T-Mac. And now it's Moore up top. He draws Tirana. T-Mac to Moore. The hitch. Jaffairs. Well, they tried to get the one more. They couldn't get it.
I think they...
Trebing stopped it. Here's McCarthy now.
When McCarthy is at X, he might have Carson for a quick little... See, Carson right there is open right there. He takes a step to his left.
Oh, out of the stick.
Yeah, it's push from behind.
And it was called. Great call by you, Des.
Yeah. But I do think they're a little loose on Terracini there. I think if they're going to keep T-Mac at X, if he pushes that side, he could have just a quick little step down to Carson.
Here's Jaffairs. A year ago was playing for Sayville. Dad, the head coach, moves into the district. He's a Connetquot guy. It's in his blood. And now it's AJ, part of this team. Has taken some time to get used to his new teammates. That's where the seniors, Moore especially, has been critical for him.
Yeah, and he's had a great year for a sophomore, AJ. Fits into the mold, like Tyler Moore does a little bit of everything. AJ's willing to, there's...
Now McCarthy kicks it back out. Step down shots and no backup. Eliso kind of forced it there.
Absolutely forced it.
And now Smithtown East. If they can get the clear, they've got a chance to take their second lead of this game.
All right.
As Kinahan gets it across. As we approach 1 minute left in this third quarter. A tense, tight affair here in Bohemia this afternoon. And if you're a Smithtown fan, that's your man of the hour right there, Ryan Rooney, with 2 and 3. And a timeout called by Campbell. So he takes one of his 2 second half timeouts with 49 seconds left in this third quarter.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot for a timeout. Maybe he wants to get a hold for the last shot, run a little set play here. Maybe make sure that, either we score or we go in tied into the fourth quarter.
Again, winner of this game takes on the winner of Ward Melville and Northport out at Laval Stadium, May 30th, under the lights, 8 o'clock. And then the winner of that game, they stay at Stony Brook, and they take on the winner in Nassau County, and that'll be at the Long Island Championships, and we will be there for our mega cast. Pre- and post-game coverage of all of the 4 Long Island Championships on all 4 of our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, as well, of course, here on our YouTube channel. This year they're going A, B, C, D. So if you're a fan of either of these teams, and if they advance on to the LICs, that's your bagel special, right? Your coffee and bagel special at 10 in the morning at Laval Stadium. But we'll be there for all of it. We'll have highlights and interviews and all kinds of coverage. We don't have the rights to the actual games, but we give you everything else on that special day at Stony Brook.
Let's see what they come out in Smithtown East here. I'm guessing they're going to hold the ball for about 30 seconds, maybe get a play going somewhere around the 15-second mark. I don't think you want to give Connetquot the ball here.
Here we go off the timeout. That's Tyler Moses, hands off. There's Rooney. James. And now DiMaria up top. Little extra low to low. Side netting by Rooney. Stellwagen picks it up.
Gotta be smart on the clear.
And as you said, you've got time here. If you do get the clear, and that's the guy that you want to have the clear, McCarthy has it. He crosses midfield with 14 seconds left. T-Mac gets downhill. Here's Moore. The extra pass, another shot to the crease. It's loose in front. 4 seconds left. And Trebing just gets it out of dodge.
Yeah, I'm surprised out of a timeout, Smithtown East left that much time on the clock. That could have been a huge momentum swing if Connetquot comes down there and sticks one.
Smithtown East, they come here with upset on their minds. And they have tied this game thanks to the vision there of Rooney.
Yeah, he's having himself a day.
To James. 8-8 is your score. Smithtown East, Connetquot. Fourth quarter coming up right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. The Long Island Lacrosse Showcase has been the premier recruiting event in the nation for over a decade. Led by high school coaches in Nassau and Suffolk counties, our event annually draws the biggest and best college coaches. Past participants and MVPs have been Joey Spallina, Mac O'Keefe, and Xavier Arline. Registration is now open for this must-attend summer event. Register now at lilacshowcase.com and follow us on Instagram at lilacshowcase. And coming this fall, for the first time, our Girls Showcase.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back to the Birdcage here. All eyes here at the face-off acts. The fourth quarter begins. Dylan Butler, Des Megna, our entire Varsity Media crew here. We are tied at 8 in the Suffolk County Class A semifinals. And Doyle wins that face-off, gets out of trouble there. You've got to get the clear.
Oh, this is trouble.
They jump McCarthy and a takeaway by Trebing. Smithtown East led early, 2-1. That was their only lead of this game. The Bulls, the fifth-seeded Bulls, have a chance here to take a 9-8 lead.
I mean, up to now, you'd be hard-pressed to say that Rooney hasn't been the MVP for East here, but you could make a case for Chris Trebing, man. None of this stuff happens if they don't get the ball, and he's been unbelievable at the X.
It's hard this time of the year, Des, to win games without a face-off guy, because it feels like so many of the teams that are left have that guy, right? Whether it's a Spallina in Class C, right, or a CJ Schwartz. Here's a Skip Mengels, the one more. Rooney, he passed up an opportunity. I guess he knew what was going to happen there.
Is that Cameron
finds
James again?
James, and the Bulls take the lead. Thought Rooney had a great chance at a shot.
You're not wrong, Dylan. He did.
Passed it up, but James with the finish. Here's the replay. James the skip, Mangles.
It's a great look.
And James now 3-1 on the game.
That's ice water in your veins for a freshman.
Yeah, no kidding. By the way, out at Ward Melville, Northport, a 9-4 lead late in the third quarter. Doyle.
It's a huge face-off for Doyle. Oh, I spoke a second too soon. There's Trebbing again.
So even when he loses it,
he just makes plays.
Here comes Sean Pellegrino. Now it's loose again. And remember, too, Smithtown East has only one timeout left. They used one of their 2 timeouts to set up a play late in the third quarter.
Yeah, see if that comes into play. Connetquot still has both.
There's Rooney to Di Maria at X. Out of the box comes Moses. And he's got the ball now. They'll press out.
Yeah.
Cochran on Moses. Moses has a step. Moses feeds the crease. Intercepted by McCarthy, and a first flag, though, of the game.
Looked maybe a second late. See if we have a replay on it. That was exactly what Connetquot wanted.
Here you see it again. Moses gets downhill.
That's pretty clean.
And we see, and not just on this level, Des, you see it even in the college level, a clean, hard hit is still given a foul, and that looked like it. Look, Moses is shaken up.
Yep, absolutely.
But it was body contact. It was body. It wasn't a headshot. It was body to body.
Yep, absolutely. I thought it was clean. I didn't think it was late, and I didn't think it was high. But a call is a call, and it's a shame because Connetquot had everything they wanted there. They locked out when Moses got the ball. They had their best player on the ball, and they got a turnover. But unfortunately, they got a late hit call.
So Lucas Weaver is in. First man up for either team.
It's amazing, right? Into the fourth quarter, we haven't had a penalty yet.
Especially the way these two teams ride.
Yep, it's been a pretty clean game.
Let's see what the Bulls have here with the extra man. That's Michael Devlin. Big dude himself. They call him Duddy.
Well, you know something's coming when Rooney starts on the crease, right? Eventually he's going to pop off. Here he comes.
Here
Rooney, comes Cameron
GLE.
James. Good check. See, they knew that play was coming.
Now,
good play.
Yeah, somehow it stays with the Bulls.
Wow, that's some play.
It was like bowling pins on the other side of midfield as Mangles, the extra, Devlin. Round in the cage, Di Maria, the finish.
See, now look how huge that play is right there. You go from being maybe over and back, and Connetquot gets it and kills the penalty. They come down and then bang one in. There's a shocker. Rooney with a great look. Di Maria comes around, great finish.
So Rooney with 2 and 5. Di Maria's second goal of the game. It's a man-up goal. And it's the first double-digit, or 2-goal lead, I should say, excuse me, for Smithtown East.
That's a good timeout there. Again, plays that don't really show up in the stat book, but you know that play. I'm not sure which defenseman made it. Like you said, it was like bowling pins down there, but one of the defensemen was able to reach a stick over and keep that from being an over and back situation, and they scored 5 seconds later. That, you know, at the end of the day, no one's really going to remember that play, but that's a huge play in a game like this.
Yeah, I think the odds are always in the favor. Like, I don't know what percentage you could put to it, but that's over and back like 65% of the time, if not more.
Right, probably more when you consider maybe sometimes you get a loose ball push or you get, you know, an offsides call.
So again, we mentioned this is the first time these two teams have met since 2016. That year, It was Connetquot with the upsets as the 3 seed beating the 2 seed and 2-time defending champions. They did so in overtime. There you see it again as GQ Grippo scores the tying goal on a rebound late in the fourth quarter, scores the winner from his brother Colin. And those are certainly two of the top names. You think of the key guys and All-Americans. There's only been 7 here for Connetquot. McCarthy, the only junior to ever be named an All-American.
They've had some good ones, though. Oliveri, Pellegrino, McCardle. They've had some absolute studs.
Yeah, it started with Kieran McCardle. In 2010, he was an All-American, their first All-American. Oliveri, you mentioned, right, at UMass and Stony Brook as well. Pellegrino at Hopkins, and look what he's doing now as the cornerbacks coach with the Patriots. Here we go off the timeout. Big possession here.
Huge, yeah, you're right.
Connetquot.
Huge possession. They just got to do what they've always done. Don't play tight. And I think when you have 2 senior leaders like Moore and McCarthy, you know, they can maybe. There's a step down. I thought Tyler was going to let that go.
They move it now to McCarthy. And again, chasing him down is Trebbing. To X, to Golosi. A chance for Moore. Maybe you go back to him here, a quick one.
I think McCarthy or Moore are going to have to maybe dodge the zone a little bit, drag some of these guys.
Skip, McCarthy, step down.
I think for sure, I mean, we weren't in the huddle, but I definitely think a change that Smithtown East made at the half was they kept Trebbing over on that side where McCarthy was.
Now McCarthy at X. Moore swings to the other side. Turacini. Back to McCarthy.
I like the move, put McCarthy at X right here.
Up top.
Pass.
And there's the goal. Golosi gets it.
Yeah, I like that move, putting McCarthy there. They weren't getting anything on the wing because Trebbing was playing so hard. So you slide him back to X where you know he's going to have his hands free and let him make a play. Here he is with this nice over the top feed. No look. Great pass right there.
Yeah, DeLiso with the assist. His second of the game.
And I tell you, I've been watching DeLiso all game. He's been doing a good job on the inside, keeping those guys occupied in that zone, you know, kind of freeing up some of the stuff on the outside. He's constantly moving. That was a great look.
For Golosi, his first of this game, 24th of the year. Now every faceoff looms large. Doyle can't pick it up. And it goes...
It's Cameron James, big ground ball, big ground ball. Big ground ball.
So now let's see what East does. A 1-goal lead with 7 minutes now remaining in regulation.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how long the refs let them sit on it. If they want to sit, if they are going to sit on it, you know, do they hit them with that keep it in call?
Mars now out of the box as the pole gets back on the other side, and you've got your personnel now on as Mangles and Moses also come out of the box.
Stop now, D. Put it back.
There's Mangles up top. Moses has a goal on the day.
Now they got watch Rooney to Mars.
Rooney to Di Maria. Up top to Mars. Cochran in on his hands. Mangles comes to help.
Backside. 17.
Look out, Di Maria.
It's a smart little player, Di Maria. He's only a sophomore, right, Dale?
He is.
Yeah, he's good. Keep it in. There it is. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be long. I thought this late in the game. Oof.
Shot by Mars.
Yeah. They still got to keep it in because that didn't hit the net.
Here's Rooney.
you can't. You gotta get on his hands. You can't. This is bad news.
You got Di Maria. Here he is. Di Maria goes high. Save by Stellwagen.
This will be a huge ground ball. Huge ground ball because now the keep it in is off.
And Mangles gets it.
They could eat time here. They don't have to keep it in anymore. That's a huge ground ball. Huge save by Stellwagen, though.
And now you probably could take another 2 minutes off.
Yeah.
The next
Yeah.
stall warning. But then again, usually once you do the first, you get hit a little bit quicker on the second.
Yeah, especially if you're just passing it around the outside.
Inside the final 5 of this fourth quarter.
It's Mars.
Swim by Mars. The extra to Rooney. Weaver
Stay
in
on.
on him. He checked off, though.
Yeah, I would've
Now he
stayed
goes
on
back
him.
on him. Stall warning back on.
Yeah, you're right, Dylan. They hit it pretty quick the second time.
Here's Rooney.
Oh,
Still in.
Connetquot's put the ball on the turf 3 times. They've gotten 3 stops, and they haven't come up with the ground ball.
And we've heard from Rob Campbell, Smithtown East coach, win the ground ball war. That's
Right.
been one of his keys, and it's coming up big here in the fourth quarter. And again, you get in on Rooney's hands.
Yeah, stay on him there.
That's Lucas Weaver.
Yep. Go get him again.
He heard you, Coach. Weaver in on Rooney.
Right.
Up top to Mangles. Switching hands to James.
So I'll be honest with you, the only one that looks like they're eager to pull the trigger or make a play is Cameron James. So I'm gonna jump him with Weaver right here. Yep. You might see a timeout maybe if they get in trouble here. You might call a timeout.
Weaver goes the other way. Excuse me. Oh, the feet's the crease. Moses is hit hard.
Here we go.
A collision in front.
Galos needs to clear this.
This could be a good timeout opportunity for Connetquot. They don't need to take it, though, as they do get the clear. 1 goal game inside 3 minutes.
It's a huge stop.
Buckle in. The birdcage getting loud here.
I got a little worried too, Dylan, what you had said before about Stellwagen liking to get the ball out of his stick quick. But Galosi made a great play.
McCarthy. Galosi. And there is Moore.
I'd like to see them maybe do what they did before, maybe put T-Mac behind.
Galosi fakes high, goes low. We are tied at 10.
It's a big-time goal. Big-time goal by Galosi. Look, 2 plays on the opposite end. We've seen that a lot today.
Galosi, you got to play him, man.
You know why, though? You know why they didn't play him, right, Dylan? Because they're stretched out on 17.
Second goal of the game for Galosi, 10-10 with 2:24 left. A massive face-off.
That's McCarthy having an impact without having to do anything.
It's in the air. Doyle battles with Trebing. Doyle can't scoop it up. It's still loose.
Cameron James.
James gets it. Timeout East.
Man, this kid, ice water.
He's the same guy who, with 0.2 seconds left, won it for Smithtown East at Huntington. Look at this battle, and again, James comes away.
I mean, ground balls is all mentality. Everybody can do it. It's just a matter of going to get it. And he just goes and gets the ball. He's a tough kid for a freshman. Those are 2 huge ground balls, man.
Des, his head is older, and as is his body, man. He does not look the part of a freshman.
Yeah, he's solid.
You've been in plenty of these huddles, Des. What is happening here in the Smithtown East huddle?
In the Smithtown East huddle, I'm guessing Coach Campbell is preaching intelligence. Just take your time. Just be smart. You don't have to force anything. Time is on their side. And then, maybe you want to call 2 plays. Maybe you want to have a play, your regular play that you run, and then maybe you want to have something called if you get banged with a, keep it in the box call. You want to have 2 things. So you might call 2 plays in this huddle. But what you're preaching right now is we don't need a force. We don't need a goal. The clock is our friend. And, just be smart.
And how about in this huddle here for Connetquot?
Connetquot's the same thing. It's a tie game, so you don't have to stretch. You don't have to go out. Just stay in your zone. Be true to your principles. Maybe you tell them don't let Rooney run around with his hands free. And but again, it's a tie game. It's a different situation if you're down a goal.
Down. You're starting to talk about Stellwagen coming out and being
right. It's
defender.
much different. Yeah, you just want to play good D. I would anticipate them, getting hit with a keep it in call at some point.
Here's Mars. That was the last Smithtown East timeout. So unlike their game against Huntington where they called it with 6 seconds left to set something up, they don't have that opportunity now.
Right.
Here's Mars.
And Connetquot has a timeout. So even if they scoop a ground ball up and they're in trouble. Ooh.
See Maria in front.
Ooh.
And the big man scores.
I'll tell you what, though. It's a good look, but if you're Connetquot, that's not the worst thing because now you just tell Doyle, just get the ball on your stick. We call a timeout, and you'll get the ball back.
Let's go, T. Keep up.
With his offhand, too.
Yeah, pass by Di Maria. He gets his first assist and mangles his second.
I'll bet. I'm not a betting man, but if I were a betting man, I'd say that as that pass was in midair, Coach Campbell was like, oh, no. As it hit the back of the net, he was like, just like I drew it up. Let's get timeout. Just scoop it.
It's loose. Di Maria gets it. Now Di Maria, they got to keep it inside the final 2 minutes. Ground ball. Ooh, that'd be a push from behind.
I have to, what's interesting there is they didn't give Doyle possession, so they didn't give Connetquot a timeout. Yet Di Maria was out of the box to get that ball off the ground.
And now you start talking about the possibility of Stellwagen coming out.
Yeah, now you have to go.
And you got to get in on hands everywhere. Now you see McCarthy defending at 17 on 17. They've got to keep it in.
I would maybe, that's a good matchup. Tyler McCarthy on, if that's Di Maria. They got to go, though.
Rooney rounds Weaver. We're approaching the final minute of the fourth quarter. Smithtown East trying to hold on to this 1-goal lead.
Yeah, they got to go. Now you can double. Stellwagen's out. Oh, that's a Ward. Oh, he got away with one.
Splits. There's a pass.
Smart play.
Yeah, really smart.
Smart play. I thought he got away with the Ward there, but good. It was a smart play by Mars.
Again, no timeouts.
Another Ward.
Ball's down. Did they get the timeout? They did.
I thought that was another Ward there. They let him look like he kind of cleared his arm. It's a huge defensive stand. What do we got?
So Cochran gets leveled just as Connetquot calls the timeout. Here it is again. Good move. Good play by McCarthy getting under.
I thought he was playing with his free hand there. That's a good play, man. It's Cameron James.
James again.
It's clean, man.
So here we go with 35 seconds left. Now, you call the timeout there, so you've got to get. Now, you've got the dudes to do it.
Right.
McCarthy and Moore, certainly. And 35 seconds left. It's a lot of time in this sport.
But you do have to clear it, and you got to clear it from deep.
Smithtown East and Connetquot, a 1-goal game out at Ward Melville. Northport has an 11-4 lead over the Patriots. So the Tigers, 2-time defending Long Island champions, trying to get back to Stony Brook and defend their Suffolk County title.
Yeah, I think Class A had a lot of parity in it this year. I think the beauty of this Final Four day is no matter what matchup you get, you're going to get a great game. There's no, one dominant team. Any one of these 4 teams can beat any of the other 4 any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, you saw overtime games and 1-goal games between all 4 of these, and everybody's beaten everybody.
All right, so who are we sending down? McCarthy send down. This is going to be interesting here. Are they going to? Will he throw this over the top to Cochran?
Well, you've got Rooney as well. You're doubling McCarthy here.
I'm curious if Tyler just runs it or if he throws it to Cochran.
Here comes McCarthy. He's got some.
There's that answer.
Room to move. Here we go. 20 seconds left. McCarthy. Trebbing on him.
Oh, they came out
McCarthy.
in man.
Hands
Tyler.
off. Here's Moore.
Wide open.
To the crease. Turnaround shot. It's loose. Behind the cage. What do we got? Oh, a crease violation.
That was a tough feed.
And Carroll will just throw the ball up in the air. And Smithtown East comes to Connetquot and stuns the top-seeded T-Birds of Connetquot.
They played a great game, and their best players came up and in big moments. I would give co-players of the game to Trebbing and Rooney. They were unbelievable. With an honorable mention to the freshman Cameron James.
Connetquot try and get that last shot off, and like you want McCarthy, you want Moore.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad look.
Moore fed the crease, and you had Jaffairs there.
I don't think it was a bad look. I think the defense collapsed pretty quick. Let's see a replay if we could.
No, I don't think we have that, but how about Smithtown East, the 5 seed? Again, they lose their first 3 games of the year, and now you see the updated bracket. They are heading to Stony Brook, where they will take on, it would appear at least right now, with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Northport. A rematch of last year's Class A final, which was won by Northport by 3 goals.
Yeah, Smithtown East did a great job. I mean, they stuck to their game plan. They hit a lot of the points that you said in the pregame that Coach Campbell talked about. They seemed to make some pretty decent adjustments at the half, or especially going into the fourth quarter. And, that, like I said in the beginning, their big-time players came up big. Carroll made big saves. Rooney was almost flawless in his execution on the offensive side. And the kid Trebbing was unbelievable.
7 years ago, Connetquot pulled off the upset, beating Smithtown East by 1. And the Bulls, on this day, they pull off the upset at Connetquot and win by 1 in the semifinals. A tremendous battle. The Bulls advance. And you do feel for this Connetquot team. Spoke with Coach Jaffairs yesterday, said it's been a season of a lot of firsts, right? Where first time finishing number 1 in the regular season, with the PowerPoints, and they did that, right? And
first time number 1 seed. First time, regular season champs. They had a great year. They're a great coaching staff. He runs a great program. He always preaches the right thing, with his kids. His kids play the game the right way. They're respectful at all times. Does a great job. And
you do have to, though, feel for guys like McCarthy and Moore. Their last opportunity at Cochran as well. That's your heartbeat, those 3 on this team. And, they just wanted an opportunity to get to their second ever county final, maybe win their first, but it's not happening. And that's that reality, right? You knew, win or lose, this was your last game on this field. And it's a tough way for these T-Birds to go out.
I mean, they left it all out there. It's there's nothing more you could say about Moore, McCarthy, and Cochran and the other seniors. They left it all out there. They played a great game, but hats off to Smithtown East. They did what they had to do. They had time of possession. I believe that was one of your big keys, time of possession, and they got the most out of every possession. They didn't give up anything really in transition, which the T-Birds like to get out and push transition and play fast. And Smithtown East kind of slowed the game down, and I remember saying that an 11-10 game is going to favor Smithtown East. Anything over that was going to favor Connetquot, and Smithtown East did exactly what they needed to do.
Connetquot today led by McCarthy with 4 and 1, Moore with 2 and 1, Galosi with 2. DeLiso and Turacini with a goal apiece, and Smithtown East, Ryan Rooney, as you said, one of the 3 stars there. 2 goals, 5 assists on the day. Cameron James, 3 and 1, and a great day in the cage as well by Carroll, and a really special effort, especially at the faceoff X, by Chris Trebing as Smithtown East marches on. The Bulls, they have won this championship, and we told you before, you go 2014 and 15 back-to-back. They have an opportunity for a 3rd county championship May 30th, 8 o'clock against, again, likely Northport. But that'll do it here from Connetquot High School. For our entire Varsity Media crew, for our executive producer, Ben Turchin, for our technical director, Chris Sweeney, Travis DeLuise, and Becca Kazaks with all the moving images, for my broadcast partner, Des Megna, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from the Birdcage. We'll look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.